Hey, Coach, from day one to now, where has Tristan progressed the most, in your opinion?
Just thinking the understanding of the offense. One of the things as a rookie, especially with no offseason, just coming in and learning everything. I think he has a better feel now. He's more comfortable. And obviously, we all know he's doing a great job.
He told us, he didn't do a heck of a lot of vert sets at Iowa. Uh, Obviously, you guys drafted him. You knew what he was capable of, but has he even surprised you just how well he's evolved in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he's a special rookie. Probably the last special one I've been around was Marquise Pouncey. Just to come in and be a day one starter type of guy, to excel at a high level from a playing standpoint has been awesome. I've been shocked, especially off all the guys he's been against from a pass rush standpoint. He's held up pretty good. Obviously, we talked about before that one hiccup against Khalil Mack, but other than that, he's been phenomenal.
Appreciate it.
All right, we'll go over to Greg Allman.
Greg, what's up?
Hey, Goody, how are you?
Good.
Hey, just stay on Wirfs for a second. I mean, you guys got the fourth lineman off the board in this class. I just want to ask you, I don't know where you would pick him if you had your pick of the class, but just how pleased you've been in terms of him being exactly what you would hope he would be as a rookie in this offense.
Well, I would say he's probably exceeded our expectations, especially for a rookie. To get him where he came from in the draft, to go up to get him, was big by our GM and by our owners that allowed that to happen. It's huge because, it'd be tough to say where we would be today without him, because right now you can't imagine life without him. So it's been great. He's played, to me personally, he should be a Pro Bowl player. The way he's played, the way he's produced week in and week out, the pass rushers he's seen, he should be a all-pro in my opinion. And hopefully we don't screw him up. He can continue to play that way, but I like him a lot. I'm glad we got him.
Harold, the line as a whole, obviously the sacks are down so substantially from last year, and some of that is having a different quarterback, a different offense, if you will, a little bit. But I want to ask you where you think it's most important that the line step up here the last three games and even moving beyond that.
Continue to protect the quarterback and let our run game be efficient. Obviously every tote we get, we got to make sure it's positive yards. The biggest thing going down this last stretch is just being able to control the line of scrimmage from a run game standpoint and obviously keep Tom safe in the pocket. So that's what we focus on every day, and that's what we must continue to do.
Thanks, Harold. Happy holidays.
Same to you.
I'll go over to Jenna Lane.
I can't see
Hey,
her.
Goody, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks. With regard to your running backs, how difficult is it of what you guys asked them to do in terms of pass protection, right? Like you guys inserted, Leonard Fournette and LaShawn McCoy in there kind of late, and both of those guys have kind of juggled that job. How difficult of a job is that?
I think they're professionals. And, obviously when you're talking about pass protection, you're just talking about a man versus another man. So your pride kicks in a little bit. You're going to try not to get beat. Things happen from time to time where they may give up edge pressure here or there. But for the most part, those guys have done a phenomenal job. Our sacks are way down. I think everybody has a better understanding of the protections and what we're trying to get done each and every snap. So I'm proud of those guys, and hopefully they continue to protect the quarterback.
And I had asked Coach Arians how he thought that Leonard Fournette has kind of handled himself, right? Like not getting an opportunity to play this last week, going with LaShawn McCoy instead. And here he told us this week, if Jones can't go, it's likely going to be him that's going to be getting that starting job. Can you just speak to what you've seen from him? Arians said that he had a pretty good practice today. He doesn't think his confidence has wavered, but what have you seen?
Just like every back wants to touch the ball, and when those guys are not in there, they're all pissed off, and that's a good thing. At the end of the day, there's only so many carries for so many guys. At the end of the day, there's a lot of guys who there's only one running back on the field, so they just got to suck it up. And he's done a great job of being a professional. Obviously in this game things happen, so now he's back up, and he's got to carry the load for us if he's the guy that's out there. So no matter who's out there, we just got to block for him and give him an opportunity to get some yards.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, we'll go over to Mark Cook.
Hey, Coach. When we met you a couple years ago at your introductory press conference, you talked about your aspirations one day to become a head coach, and
yes, sir.
You talked about the issues the NFL has with minorities and the lack of head coaches in that position. I know the league has proposed a few things as far as draft picks and things like that to try and create some incentives for teams to hire minorities as in the front office and also as a head coach. Just number one, your aspirations still as far as moving up the chain, and what do you think of what the NFL has done, and what else can they do more to promote minorities in that role?
The biggest thing is just give us opportunity. You know, I've sat at that table 3 times for sure where I was trying to sell myself as a coach, as a leader, and it didn't work out for myself. I just think the NFL, whatever they do is a positive. I'm just to the point now in my career, it is what it is. This conversation has been going on for years and years and years until I see change, until things actually happen. I'm not going to worry about it anymore. At the end of the day, I'm going to leave that in God's hands. I'm tired of worrying about it. And, you know, it is what it is. I just leave it at that.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
We'll go over to John Ledyard.
Coach, you guys as a run scheme have not really been like an outside focused run team much this season. Most of the running seems to happen between the tackles. It did seem like for a couple weeks you experimented with kind of like a little bit of a crack toss. We've only seen it a little bit this season. Is it kind of like your vision for the run scheme that it would eventually expand to being more maybe diverse in the locations on the field that you like to hit, or do you see it kind of as an inside run scheme and about maximizing what you can do in that space?
No, I see it about whatever works that week. You know, obviously we go into game plan with inside runs, outside zone, inside zone plays. Obviously we have toss plays. It just depends on what Byron calls, but we do go in with a gamut of things, and Byron just goes off of basically what he's feeling as a caller that day or what's working that day. So we do have it all. We're not necessarily an inside run team. We try to have a bunch of different things that get back our opportunity to have success. Last week we ran a play where we pulled the alley, and the ball kind of bounced slightly outside, you know, and then our double play has always been a good play for us. That's a true inside play. So we got different things that we try. It's just whatever's working that day and whatever we're calling.
In terms of Donovan Smith and his level of play, it seems like sometimes there's a misperception. You know, fans kind of tend to be highly critical of Donovan Smith, maybe based on stuff that happened earlier in his career. But what can you say about him and his development that you've seen since you've been there, the fact that you've worked with him and his mindset as a player?
He's gotten better. You know, obviously Donnie plays left tackle, and we all know that's a highly critical position in the National Football League. You know, there are times where he doesn't do what you want him to do from the standpoint of maybe get beat here or there, but he's given everything he got. He plays hurt. He's a tough guy. You know, obviously there's a lot of things he probably wants to clean up or plays he'd like to have back, but I think he's progressing. You know, when you make that much money and you're protecting one of the best quarterbacks ever in the National Football League, people are going to be watching you. So he's got to step up to the plate week in and week out.
All right, that's all we have time for today. Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.